Chapter 40. She stayed on the pavement as I walked into the shadows. The dealer pulled himself off the wall and shuffled from one foot to the other. What do you want then, mate? I got whatever. I got white, I got brown, you name it. I was about 3 feet away from him, my eyes fixed on his head. He glanced over at Susie, a bit worried now. Yeah, tell her to... That was all he got out. My left hand grabbed the back of his scrawny neck and I punched him hard under the chin with the heel of my right. His head snapped back and he dropped like a bag of shit onto the concrete. I knew now why he'd been lisping. Whatever it was he'd been hiding under his tongue flew out onto the pavement. Fuck you, cunt! There was no lisp now. He started moving, so I did what I had to. I kicked him in the face. I couldn't tell exactly where it connected in the dark below me, but it didn't really matter. I kicked him again as Susie grabbed at my arm, whispering loudly, "What the fuck are you doing? Come on!" The guy was face down, so I gave him one in the side, hoping to get a kidney and a couple more in the guts. I yanked myself free from her and bent down. This isn't the time! I started dragging him across the wet tarmac towards the curb. Susie tried to pull me the other way. What are you? I got him face down, his shoulder on the edge of the curb, his elbow above the gutter. He tried to curl into a ball, but I grabbed his arm and pulled it out again. Susie got down on one knee. For fuck's sake, give him to me! She grabbed his wrist and pulled the arm out straight. He moved his legs, trying to protect himself. His voice was blurred. His mouth must have been full of blood. You cunts! Cunts! He tried to curl up again, trying to protect himself. Susie still had him in a wrist lock, elbow pointing outwards, his forearm on the curb. For fuck's sake, get on with it! I jumped a foot or so in the air, brought my right foot higher and kicked back down with all my strength and weight. There was a loud crunch as my right foot made contact and my left landed on the tarmac. He screamed like a pig. I turned and kicked into his face once more to shut him up. Susie was already moving out onto St. Chad's, looking up at the CCTV. Come on! Come on! Come on! She turned right towards Gray's Inn and I followed, catching her up within a few paces. What the fuck is going on, Nick? She looked ahead, checking, as I kicked my boots through a couple of puddles to get the blood off. Have you decided to devote a little quality time to totally fucking this job up? I didn't bother answering. I didn't care what she thought, but she still had a little more to add. I don't know what your problem is, but I bet it's fucking hard to pronounce. She quickened her step. Fuck it. I was sure it was all pretty straightforward, once people understood my point of view, but now wasn't the time to explain it to her. Listen, it's done. I fucked up. Sorry. I grabbed her arm to slow her down, then reached for the moan phone. The traffic was still busy, so I had to plug my empty ear with my finger again after dialing the yes man. What? We've done the 360 and we've seen nothing. No signs of life. Are the signals still up? Yes. I want you in there just as soon. I cut him short. Once the op started, he had to listen because I was the man on the ground. We've seen the source. He's got nothing. We're going to go and get a closer look at the target building right now. We were heading back up towards the ship's bow. I'll call back soon. I closed down. It felt good to have the final word now and again. Susie was on my arm again and checking over her shoulder in case of any follow-up. She was like a dog with a bone. Have you got a connection loose or something? You shouldn't have done that. It could jeopardize the whole job. No, it couldn't. I did us a favor. If he goes to the police, they'll be concentrating on the block back there, so that makes it even better for us when we try to make entry here. That's if he even goes to the police. Fucking hell, that's the thickest thing I've ever heard. I held her as we dodged the puddles and double-timed it over King's Cross Bridge. Okay, MOE girl, next phase, the locks. She nodded and changed sides so that she had her left arm through my right. MOE girl wanted to be nearer the locks. As we started to walk along the target, a group of black kids in baggy jeans with hoodies up over ball caps fell in behind us, eating chips and swigging from Coke cans. The can was shaken and sprayed over one of the crew behind us, and they all had a good laugh, apart from the victim, who was pissed off that his new trainers were not only wet from rain, but had now got the good news with Coca-Cola. Susie and I slowed down to give them time to pass and get some distance. This was good for us. It gave us a natural reason for stalling, and time to have a look about before we carried on slowly behind the blues. 4 derelict shop fronts and adjacent doors made up the ground floor of the target building. The first looked as if it had once been an Indian restaurant. Did the grime about the door or the locks have hand marks? Had they been pulled open lately? These places looked as if they'd been closed down for ages, so any recent disturbance should be easy to detect. It was boarded up with chipboard and a dirty, rusting padlock that hadn't been touched for years. Next along was Mold Jazz, which had either been a club or a record shop. It was hard to tell from what was left of the sign. The padlock on the door was in the same state, grimy and virtually rusted solid, with a bit of old chewing gum stuck in its keyhole by a bored passerby. Dress Right, next up, was covered with heavily locked shutters, which someone had pissed over months ago and taken off the first couple of layers of grime. It was highly unlikely to be an entry or escape point. Shutters make too much noise and take too long to open and close. The Eastern Eye had definitely once been an Indian.
Yellow.
Hey, sweetie, where are you?
I'm on the way to Brighton.
How far into going to Brighton are you?
I'm in Worthing.
You're in Worthing? Okay, I need you to not go to Brighton. You go somewhere else. If possible. Ryan and Nathan knew have asked it. It's in Bristol though.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
Bristol's going to be.
Try and get someone else.
Bristol's going to be 5 hours.
5?
Yeah, it's 3 hours from home.
What, Bristol?
Yeah. Right, what's the postcode?
BS50NX.
BS50NX. 0. Right. Start new route.
Oh yes, oh you are quite far.
That says.
It says 2 hours 49 minutes.
It says 2 o'clock-ish, not traffic dependent. What's it doing then?
It's putting in, well the thing is it's phone stuff, but like, you're the only person that I can even find. I mean, I can ask Carl to be there and just cancel his other appointment.
What phone stuff is it?
It's just putting an N300 in, you're an Echo.
Okay, have they got one? Do I need to get one?
They haven't got one there, no, we've got one here, but I just asked Carl.
Where's Carl then?
Pardon?
Where's Carl?
He's London, I think.
The thing is, he'll have to go all the way back to the office to go back up to Bristol. London to Bristol is nearer than coming from London to Dewsbury.
I know, but like literally, I have to do it. Like,
well, if you want me if you want me to go and do it, I will go and do it. But so I'm going to have to stop at the office to pick it up, which means it's going to be about 3 o'clock before I get there.
I don't even know why I've been asked to do this.
Because obviously, if Carl, say it's 12 o'clock now, Carl's going to take 2.5 hours to get back, and then it's going to take another 2.5 hours for Carl to get back up there. So he's not going to get there till 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Whereas I'm the right side of the office, so I can just go to the shop I'm going to. I'll grab me lunch, and then I'll come back. I could be at the office probably about 12:30.
Take the 5th exit,
and then I could probably be at that job for about 3 o'clock.
Okay, yeah. Would you be able to do it then? I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I've got more chance of doing that one than I have the one I'm going to.
Okay, alright, thank you very much.
Alright, and I'll see you in about an hour.
Alright, sweetie. See you soon. Bye.
The first couple of layers of grime.
Go to the model shop.
It was highly unlikely to be an entry or escape point. Shutters make too much noise and take too long to open and close.